Hi, I'm Levi.
I'm Andres, and welcome back to episode 224 of
CSBS. Computer Science.
Bullshit. Today we're talking about
Construction Management. The implications of AI and how it relates to other scientific fields.
Yeah, and more specifically, we're going to be looking along the lines of construction. We have two experts with us today, Andrea and Ashley, who are going to give us a deeper view of how AI affects their construction fields. First of all, let's just talk about AI. It's kind of crazy, right? What's going on in the world?
AI is crazy. There are a bunch of different factors that go into it. AI is complicated for many reasons. Obviously, it's smart, but on the other hand, it's made by humans, so it can be dumb. And it also can be overcomplicated. A large problem with AI is explainability. AIs are often unpredictable to someone who didn't actually code the AI, which is a big problem for companies who are implementing these AIs into their everyday happenings.
Yeah, that makes sense. Also, for someone who doesn't completely understands it but has a background in CS like you and I, it's interesting to look at it from civilians' point of view, using it as a tool rather than as something that you're building. A lot of times when we do CS work, we're building something, we're trying to create a project, but in this case, we're kind of using it as a tool rather than as something that we're trying to finalize. And it is scary, like you were saying, where it's hard to understand it. A lot of people phrase it as a black box. You put stuff into it, but you don't know what's going to come out. You don't know what goes on inside of the box when you get a response coming out. Now, what are the good parts? What can we use it for? What do you think is the best part of AI?
AIs are incredible at comprehending large chunks of data. When a company is in use of data that is one enormous file or even an enormous collection of enormous files, and AI is much more efficient at processing that data with human accuracy.
I definitely agree with you there. It is crazy how powerful it is and how accurate it is to what you want it to do. A lot of times when we run algorithms and whatnot, we can get back what we're looking for, but we can get a lot of extraneous information when we do that. So getting that AI almost human-like touch does give us that extra advantage. So I say it's high time we bring in our first guest. Let's bring Ashley, the construction engineering management, to the table. Tell us, what do you do, Ashley?
Hi, I'm Ashley. Thank you for having me today. I'm a construction engineering management, and you might be asking what that is. It's a sub-discipline of civil engineering that focuses on the execution of engineering and architectural design projects. It involves managing the design and construction process from the inception of a project all the way to and including the operations and maintenance of infrastructure and buildings. So to put it in simpler words, it's like a construction manager and engineering at the same time, that we use our engineering knowledge to design and plan construction projects.
Awesome. So, yeah, what do you think, Levi? What do you have takeaways from this?
Well, from what you just said in regards to AI, my first question would just in general, how do you see AI influencing industries like business and construction management?
So overall, like you said, AI can be a very helpful tool, and I think that the construction industry is projected to increase more and focus more in investing in AI based on their high efficiency and their availability to automate, risk manage, digitalize, and the computer vision.
Yeah, can you give us a little bit more insight on that? Because, for a dumbo like me who just understands like ones and zeros, right? I don't really get it. Like, what are you trying to use this for in like the real life aspects?
Yeah, so basically I see it as the main benefit is just really the efficiency and the automation. It can sift through data which could have been hidden to like the human eye, and drones and sensors are used to record data and images for progress just to refer back to. Also, construction management is a very dangerous job. Research from previous studies have found that from 1989 to 2013, accidents on sites killed more than 26,000 workers in the US. So that being said, it's very risky, and kind of replacing these humans with these AIs could help a lot and risk manage. And like I said, efficiency is a big thing. Think about it in a sense that an AI could do anything that a human can, but by working constantly and working without a break.
That's a good point, huh?
Yeah. Ashley, one more question. What exactly do you mean by we're going to have AIs out there doing work that a human would do? Are we going to have Wall-E out there setting up framing jobs and pouring concrete?
So really, we'll have to wait and see, but things like drones, in the sense, can be very helpful. Like, they can get to heights that humans might not be able to. It really just like takes it one step forward. Another interesting thing that I saw is that a neighborhood in Texas is actually using these robots to cement build these houses instead of humans. So I guess in a sense, we'll just see more automated versions of the things humans were doing before.
Awesome. That's very interesting, and I can't wait to see it. Hopefully I'll have a little bit of a robot rolling down my street one day when I find a pothole. Now, it seems like we could have a lot of risk here. I know you talked about how there's a lot of risk management, risk mitigation, right? But when you put the lives of humans in the hands of a computer, are there risks associated with that? Because for me, I wouldn't trust a computer to drive my car yet. How can we trust a computer to build our houses and to operate heavy machinery?
Yeah, I completely get that concern, but things are improving every day. And the idea of AIs can be scary, but in the sense that AIs can predict potential risks, whereas that be safety, efficiency, cost, just to help prevent previous vagueness that we may have had. So in that sense, I think that we kind of have to take the risk in that they might help protect these risks. Other than that, I do see a potential risk in the business side because construction management, while it would save a lot of lives, the issues is that it would put a lot of people out of work because construction management itself provides a broad range of opportunities for about 7% of the world's working population. So we do have to kind of weigh those concerns.
That sounds good, Ashley. Well, as an expansion on what you just said, I own a couple mansions because I've been head of computer science at Google for 30 years. So I just had construction done on a couple of my mansions, and it seems like they have it kind of down to a science. My co-host here, Andres, he said we can't even really trust AIs to drive our cars, but with something that's so down to a science as construction, do you think AI will reach the threshold of being able to comprehensively complete construction projects before AI could come to the point where it's driving our cars and approaching complex problems?
Working in my field so far, I've noticed that AI continues to grow and really just seems to be getting smarter every day. So with that being said, I do believe it's kind of a little scary considering all that it can do, but I could really see it having everything down to a science.
Makes sense. So finally, the last question, I guess. How big and important is the world of construction, and how much does it affect our global economy? Outside of the world of AI, how big is your field?
Construction management offers a broad range of job opportunities for the world. And that being said, in other studies, we've found that the industry makes up around 13% of the world's gross domestic product. And the number is just projected to rise, which should be interesting to see how AI plays a role in how the growth continues.
Awesome, yeah. It's going to be growing, but one has to wonder if it's going to go down a little bit just because of the amount of jobs that are taken, like you were talking about with AI. So very interesting field, and we'll see how it affects the rest of the economy and the rest of the blue-collar workers and all around the world. I don't know about you, Levi, but I think it's time to bring on somebody who knows a lot about building these robots and is using them to do the construction. Ashley, very bright individual, kind of designing and implicating the AI technology, but this person here, she is putting the AI in physical and tangible machines to create a more efficient construction environment. Andrea, how are you today?
I'm good, thanks for asking. Ready to answer some questions. How are you doing today?
I'm good too. Stoked to have you on the podcast. Levi, you got any questions for Andrea so far?
No, I guess I'm just ready to hear this talking academic research paper that we're about to hear straight from her mouth.
Andrea, you worked for the oldest and coolest machine company in the United States, John Deere. How was that, and what did you do in that?
Honestly, it was an honor to work for such a company that's been doing its thing for ages, always leading in the field. A great honor. I learned so much from everyone, and I'll continue to use this knowledge in my future projects.
Now, at John Deere, right, a lot of people think of it as farming stuff, which it is, but they have a lot of construction stuff. Now, when you're doing that, what kind of AI technology did you use, and how were you able to use AI to kind of speed up your process?
Well, we used these robots and AI in a way that we could have site preparation, earth moving, leveling, and other things like anchoring, foundations, and superstructure. Just things that would take a lot to do if a human had to do it. A lot of thinking that can just be put into these machines that they're just able to do it fast, efficiently, and cheaper than you would with a person or a team of people.
Well, that's really interesting, Andrea. What are the long-term benefits to automating these construction processes?
Yeah, thank you for the question. I would definitely say that increasing robotic automation on construction sites would carry substantial advantages, like reducing injury rates, handling repetitive tasks, and helping to enable construction in settings not currently feasible, such as like disaster relief and alien environments that we can't get a whole team to be out there working.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's going to be awesome to have the first robot ever building my Mars home. And I can say Levi will have his Mars swimming pool done in a very short amount of time. It's going to be sweet.
Yeah, there might have to be a bubble around it so I can breathe, but once I'm underwater, I think they'll just pop the bubble, and then I'll be good under the water, right?
Yeah, I think so. You're like a fish. Now, Andrea, what are some future plans that you and your colleagues and just the whole realm of robotics and engineering with construction have for the space?
Some of the future applications that we have in mind for our robots and our AI is to be able to build a hypothetical moon bases and Mars colonies using these emerging technologies because of the lack of establishment and construction infrastructure in the settings. Robots may be required for tasks including like cleaning landing area, building berms to control dust, excavations required for building permanent structures, or other site work. Robots may also be useful for soil sampling, mining, or collecting regoliths to use for additive manufacturing and other construction tasks. So not only can we build with these AI robots, but we can also use them for data collection out there in the alien world.
Yeah, it's crazy. It sounds so complex, but you make it sound very, very reasonable. Now, with this kind of field, with using a building, how do you anticipate, like we asked Ashley, how will it affect the workforce? Do you think, people's jobs will be replaced by these robots, or what do you think is going to happen?
Well, I do think that the construction teams might be reduced. We still need people out there to make sure that the robots are doing what they need to be doing, and we also need people to build such robots. So while I do think that the workforce might be affected for construction workers, I think that we can still relocate those jobs to people that can just oversee the robots working or also building such robots.
Expanding on that, what do you think the ethics are behind the fact that it'll take away jobs, right? For the low-income community, construction is an absolutely essential field. A lot of these households where there's only one source of income is usually a man working in a construction field. So what do you think the ethics are behind taking away those jobs? Are you just ruthlessly doing this so your company can make money?
It is something that sometimes might have a negative effect, but we also need this technology for times where we can't have people working out there. Like we said, disaster relief. We can't be building houses that fast if we don't have something that is more than human to get it done quickly and in a way that it's safe without harming any team members, as well as just out of space. We can't have a team out there, so it is necessary for some situations that we do have this technology.
Now, I have a question. For two of you who, work so closely within the AI field, are you scared of AI?
Terrified, honestly. Well, we can teach it to do what we want it to do. You never know where it can take that knowledge and how far it can go once we teach it all that we have.
There we go. And I have seen Terminator, so I see where those fears come from.
Now, Levi, I think we got enough here. Why don't you say, an inspirational quote to leave the viewers with regarding AI, regarding computer science. Give us some CSBS.
All right, here's some CSBS for you. I got you. So a big part about the future of AI is, what's going to happen? Ever since mid-1900s, there have been movies and, skits made about robots taking over the world. I guess it's only going to go as far as we take it. If there's a God up there, he's in charge of us, and we are the gods of AI, right? So we control it. We are in charge.
Yeah, I just asked my AI friend, yo, AI, tell me a joke. And he told me, why couldn't the bicycle stand up by itself?
I don't know why.
Why?
Because it was too tired. Thank you, guys.
That's all for CSBS.
Tune in next week at 4:45 Standard Pacific Time for more CSBS. Next week on the pod, we've got Graham Stevens, recently convicted of stealing from his audience for Bitcoin FTX funding. And yeah, we'll talk to you guys then. See ya. Peace. Deuces. Bye.